Hello everyone, this is Peter with GoodyReader.com. On the left we have the Kindle Paperwhite 3, and on the right we have the Kobo Clara HD. They're both 6 inches, they're both 300 ppi. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. So just laying them flat like this, you will see that they're both 6 inches, but look how much taller the Kindle is. It's about almost an inch taller than the Kobo Clara HD because of the bezel size. Now this is a very late 2015/2016 device, so it is a couple years behind, but it still holds up. It's a little bit thicker, all the sides are clean, it's very nice looking. This is the white edition, of course, and the bottom you have a power button, status indicator light, and a charger. They're both dipped screens, so they're not flush screen and bezel. The Kobo Clara is much smaller, corners are rounded, fits in your hand well, really tiny bezels all around, clean on all sides. The bottom is the power button with status indicator light pin right there, and the micro USB cable charger. The back is very nice. It has this brushed perforated design with a really big Rakuten logo on the top. They used to be isolated to the very bottom here. They certainly have upgraded. The home screen delivers itself in different ways. I've always liked the Kindle one a little bit better. It's just a little bit more organized, and I like the chunky icons up top that are about the size of my finger rather than the smaller icons over here on the Clara, but they're both very good. Because they're running 300 ppi, they both give you the image that you're using a much larger device than you're actually using. The Kobo in particular, because of the bezel size, it's really tiny, it's really fantastic. It makes the whole thing look gigantic. You have a bunch of settings: homes, my book, collections, articles, and so forth. Same with the Kindle. You can click on all settings right here and go through all the settings as you see fit. We're not going to show you every single setting. We do have respective reviews on each of these. We have a review of the Kobo Clara, and we have the review of the Paperwhite 3. Watch them on our YouTube channel if you want to see individual videos. The Kobo can do the rapid page turn function on anything really, manga, books, whatever. So you can see if you press and hold the bottom or the bottom right or bottom left, it will allow you to do the fast page turn system that the Kindle cannot do outside of a manga. Tapping in the center, we're not going to show you page turn speed because, well, this isn't 2009 anymore. Everything turns pages pretty quick. Kindle used to have the gradual A's that went small, big, 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 and they only gave you about 7 options. Now they've doubled it and you get 14. For this review, we're just going to keep these as absolutely big as we can so you can really see the resolution on all the curved letters and such. You do have different fonts. You have page turn options, orientation, spacing, margins, alignment, and reading settings. You can also change these in the settings menu itself. Kobo's a little bit more customizable, I'll say, because you have advanced. This is really cool. No one else does this. You have a before and after look of exactly what your text is going to look like, and you can choose your font and all the sizes and the weight and everything, and that's what it looked before. Click on that, turns into that. I'm not going to apply that because it'll do the whole book. They both have long presses, like so. You can do a drop down and it'll translate the word. You also have some social media shares. I'll just show you real quick here. Right there. It only gives you Facebook. Amazon does open dictionary, report content error, and highlight note and dictionary down here. If you swipe, you get Wikipedia and you get translation. So you can translate it from any language to any language you see on the drop down menu, including, you know, Korean, Japanese, even complex traditional Chinese characters, which is really cool. If it actually does it. We're not going to wait for that. That took a while. Page turns are very good, as I said. Bookmarks on the top right corner. Now, Amazon goes a step further in terms of reading kind of, X-ray basically what it is it allows you to keep track of terms, notable clips, and people that are mentioned throughout the book. So if I turn on my attention to this Alexa person, they're mentioned a couple times over there, and then if you click on all mentions, it says every single time that person's name has shown up. You can simply go to that point, click on it, and boom, it goes right there. Kobo doesn't really have anything like that, but they do have some statistics. They do have some statistics here that Kindle doesn't have. So this is kind of cool. It tells you how many minutes till the next chapter, how many seconds to go in the chapter, etc., and the amount of chapters. And it's really visual, and a lot of people like that. Something we usually neglect, but it's worth mentioning: languages. These are both international devices. They're available in multiple countries, and in fact, most of the higher end device models like the Kobo Aura 1 limited edition and the Kindle Manga model with 32 gigs of storage are only available in Japan and to a lesser extent America. So it's very interesting to see what kind of languages they offer. Amazon is a bigger company, so they offer a little bit more languages. Kobo is slightly smaller, so they only have a select few, but it is nice to see the language settings on this, so it doesn't only apply to your translations, it actually applies to the menu and the dictionaries and everything else. Manga also looks fantastic on both of these guys. Now, they do a fast page turn engine in a different way. For example, the Amazon Manga model on the left, this one is basically made for this. So as you hold the side, what will happen is it'll generate a little guide in the middle. So you can see, you can go back and you can slide how fast you want to turn pages. And it's very clear, it's very crisp, it shows you the percentages. It's a very, very concise way to turn pages really quickly. On the Kobo, you hold the bottom left corner, the bottom right corner, and it kind of makes everything really fadey and turns the pages really quick, but the quality deteriorates and it's just not all that intuitive. So obviously this is a manga catered device, so I would probably say your manga is best being read on the Kindle Paperwhite 3. Sleep covers. We have the Amazon Kindle sleep cover here. You see it's nice and felt. It says Kindle embossed in there. Kindle on the leather on the outside. Stitched leather. So we're just going to snap this into place. You put the right side first. Snap, snap. And as you close it, it actually goes to sleep. If you open it up, you can see there it turns on. This one is very nice. It's standard book style. Leather on the back. Decent grip here. It doesn't really fall out of your hand too easily. There's a fair amount of grip on this leather, and it's not too fingerprinty, so that's kind of cool. The Kobo is Rakuten Kobo, of course. Since the last generation of Kobos, Rakuten has had their stake, had a stake in it, so they have basically put their logoing on everything, which is really cool because Rakuten's a great company. The leather on the Kobo is nicely textured. It is less shiny, far more grippy, and the sleep cover opens kind of like a badge, when it's like FBI freeze kind of thing, it's badge style. I don't know really what you call that, ledger? I don't know. This one is very nice, particularly because you are able to stand it up like that. So if you want to turn it on to automatic page turns, this is running, this does have a magnetic snap here. So you are able to prop that up. You are also able to put it completely flat on its back with the appearance that it has no case at all. But as you can see, it is raised a little bit, so if you do drop your Kobo on its face, it won't scratch, whereas you have to make sure, because on the Kindle you see it is not raised, so if you drop this, it will scratch the device before the case actually protects it. Your eyes are not deceiving you. The Kobo is more blue. The Amazon is whiter. Now, it's very interesting to see that this is a 2018 device, and the Kindle is 2.5 years older, and yet not only is it more white, it's very consistent for being a much older device. Usually we see aged e-readers, they have very inconsistent light, so they'll be overexposed in the corners, gray on the sides. There's nothing really wrong with the Kindle, nor is there with the Kobo. Now the Kobo has a major, very obvious advantage over the Kindle. Natural light, aka comfort light, aka whatever the heck you want to call it. You are able to change the white balance essentially on the Kobo to extreme orange or extreme blue. They're running a whole bunch of LEDs on the bottom like that, orange ones and blue ones in between. So if you have them all on orange, only the orange will show up, like so. If you have them on blue, the orange ones turn off and the blue ones turn on. And if you put it on in the middle, actually all of them turn on at the same time. So that can be really cool. It also has auto, which goes by the time of day on your device. The Amazon has no such thing. In fact, they even on their latest Kindle Oasis 2, they don't have a comfort light. We showed you all we could. We're not going to do PDFs. Every time we do, people say, oh, why do you do PDFs? And we're just like, well, geez, okay, sorry, we won't, I guess. So we've shown you everything on these two devices. They're very many years apart, but they do represent similar price points and specs and screen size and all that. And they're from two very, very large companies, Amazon and Kobo. So if you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, let us know. Anything else you want to see, hit us up, goodyreader.com.